Hello Year 9, hope you're well. Today we continue on with areas. We're going to talk about area of a circle today. We have already done this, so it shouldn't be completely brand new to you. As per usual, wherever you are writing, could you go ahead and write down the title, and then could you get started on the starter. If you go ahead and pause this video now, you can go back and mark your work. Alright, there are the answers, so you can go ahead and mark them in any color that you want. Do make sure that you've actually ticked or crossed your work, and let's get started. Alright, most important things for today. The area of a circle is given by the formula pi times by r squared. Now, pi is just a really special number. It's a decimal number that goes on forever and ever, and instead of rounding it or instead of writing the decimal for a really long time, we just write the pi symbol. It's a Greek letter, and it's the Greek letter pi. To find the area of a circle, we're going to do pi, which is just a button on our calculator, times by r squared. So the decimal pi is actually 3.14. There's lots more decimals after that, but it's essentially 3.14. So we're always going to find the area of a circle by using the pi button on our calculator and timesing by the radius squared. Remember, the radius is the distance from the center of the circle to the outside of the circle. Okay, the radius only goes halfway. If we're looking for a diameter, that is the one that goes all the way from one side to the other. All right, let's start these questions. All right, this first part is not really about finding the area of a circle. It's about identifying the radius or the diameter, because it's really important that you can tell the difference. So we want to say if the diameter or the radius is given. This line goes all the way across the circle, so that's the diameter. This line in the light blue one only goes halfway across, so that's a radius. In this purple one, that's a diameter, it goes all the way across. In the orange one, it's a radius, it only goes halfway. The green one is also a radius, so is this blue one, and this pink one is a diameter. Okay, did you get those two? Alright, another important skill before we actually find the area is knowing how to find the difference between the diameter and the radius. So on this yellow circle here, the diameter is 5 meters. If we wanted to find the radius, which is only halfway, we would divide that by 2. So the radius of the yellow circle would be 2.5 meters. This blue circle, the radius goes halfway across, so the radius is 3.5 meters. And if I wanted to find the diameter, I could double it. Okay, same for the green one. The green one is giving us the radius, so the radius is 5, so the diameter must be 10. In the pink one, the diameter that they gave us is 24, so the radius must be 12, because we're only going halfway across. All right, now that we know the difference between the radius and the diameter, let's go ahead and try some questions. All right, really straightforward here. Calculate the area of the circle, round your answer to one decimal place. So we're going to use our calculator to help us out here. So the area of a circle is given by pi times by the radius squared. So that's pi times by 6 squared. So I'm going to grab my calculator and type that in. So I got to get the pi button times by 6 squared. Now if you're using a Casio calculator, you're going to need to press the simple to difficult button, and that's going to give you 113. It says 0.097, so we can round that. So if I want to round that, what does the 9 do to the 0? It's going to round it up, so 13.1, and this is area, so centimeters squared. All right, that's all you're going to be asked to do today. How is this question different than the last one? Again, it says calculate the area of the circle, and it also says to round your answer to one decimal place. So area is pi times by r squared. Oh, did they give us the radius in this pink circle? This 8 centimeter goes from one side all the way across to the other. I think that's actually the diameter. So if we want the radius, we only want halfway, which is going to be 4 centimeters. So the area is going to be pi times by 4 squared. So let's pop that into our calculator. Pi times by 4 squared is 50.3. Okay, make sure you round it properly. It's 50.265, but we're going to call that 50.3 centimeters squared. All right, we're going to make this ever so slightly different now. When I calculate the area this time, sometimes I can do it with, well, I can always do it without a calculator. This time I'm going to do it without a calculator. So calculate the area, give your answer in terms of pi. So there's going to be a pi in my answer. So let's go ahead and try this. Area equals pi times by r squared. They definitely gave me the radius in the circle. So pi times by 3 squared. 3 squared is 9, so that's pi times by 9. And then I can just nicely write that as 9 pi. Okay, that's it. I don't need my calculator at all. I don't need to do anything else with that. I can just leave it as 9 pi centimeters squared. All right, that's it. That's the whole question done. We're going to try 2 more little things, and then that's all for me today. So this question here is not actually a whole circle. This circle here is a semicircle, and semicircle means half of a circle. So we want to attempt to calculate the area of this semicircle, and they want us to just leave our answer in terms of pi. So what would we do if this circle continued all the way down there? Not a very good circle, but you get the right idea. Hopefully you're thinking that this yellow line here is the radius, and it is, and hopefully you're thinking that you would do area is pi times r squared, because that's the only formula we've learned today. And then you do pi times by 12 squared, which you're not wrong about, which would give me 144 pi. But that would give me the whole circle. Do I want the whole circle? Hopefully you're thinking to yourself, no, you don't want the whole circle. You want half a circle because it is a semicircle. So if you want a semicircle, you can just divide that by 2. 144 pi divided by 2 is 72 pi. There we go. That is the answer right there. 72 pi. We can also add our units, which are centimeters squared. All right, one last question from me. All right, so we want to calculate the area of this shape. Can you tell how much of a circle this is? If you're not really sure, this is a quarter of a circle. There's a right angle there. So if I had a whole circle like this, I'm only looking at this one piece right here. 1/4 of the circle. 1/4. Ooh, what does this 1/4 mean? Are you thinking that this 4 here means divide by 4? Because that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to calculate the area of this purple shape, and we're going to give the answer in terms of pi. Now you can see across here that this distance here is 8 centimeters. That is the radius, because that is the same as this distance right here in my little blue circle that I'm drawing, which makes it the radius. It only goes halfway across. So let's try area equals pi times by r squared. So pi times by 8 squared. 8 squared is 64, so that's 64 pi. Now, that is the whole circle. I don't want the whole circle. I only want a quarter of the circle. So the actual area is 64 pi divided by 4, which gives me 16 pi. And again, I can put it into, I can put the units, which are centimeters squared. All right, so those are all the things that you're going to get asked to do today. Find the area of a circle, find the area of a semicircle or a half a circle, and also find the area of a quarter circle. So you go ahead and give those a try, and then let me know if you have any questions. All right, have a good day.